welcome. I forgot. I messed up, bro. I'm gonna edit this. I messed up. I never did that, but it's alright. I make mistakes. Should we keep that in?
Nah, I don't want
No, we're good. Oh, the time.
Yeah,
we're eating up time.
Yeah, that's the only reason. I'm gonna cut it down.
Boom,
Sorry.
boom, 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 boom,
Alright,
boom.
we got 26. Two, one. And welcome back with KJ Diagram. I'm your host, your boy Keyon.
Yo, it's your boy JDJ.
And you know what we on. What about that KJ Diagram? We back, we live, and we having a great time. Are you having a great time?
I am having a good time. We just got set up here, go knock this out, have a good, impactful conversation, you know what I mean?
And I hope y'all having an impactful day as well. And if it's a bad day, let's try to make the best of it. Let's try to find some light of it. And I hope y'all drinking a lot of water, because I'm starting to drink all my water now, because I've been slacking on it. What about you?
Bro, I had a gallon and I left it in the car and just never went to go grab it. So
why?
I did. You know what?
Procrastination.
It wasn't procrastination. Parts of me was like, damn, I really don't feel like drinking this big ass thing of water. Like, I'm not gonna lie to you, because I drunk a gallon of water yesterday. I worked out, but I didn't sweat a whole lot. Like, I worked out, I got a good sweat, but it wasn't a gallon's worth. And so I still felt pretty full. So I was like, damn, do I really need to drink this gallon? You know what I mean? So that's where I was kind of.
You know the few benefits of drinking water?
I know there's a lot.
Only few I know is it helps clear up your skin, so it helps with acne.
Yeah.
Next to that, well, it does help with aging, of course. I really just create like a blank as I was talking.
You tripping. What old girl say? If you aren't a specialist about what you're talking about, then you know.
Shout out to Talia for that quote right there.
Shout out to Talia. She was awesome. Yeah, that was a great episode, actually.
Oh, that was a great episode.
We need to bring her back on. But one of the things, man, that we were talking about then, of course, selfishness and being, all that stuff. Me and my wife was just sitting back. We was like, damn, it just seemed like everybody going through it right now. Like, just something. Like, everybody is, like, going through, like, some shit. It just seemed like my damn furnace went out.
Oh, I forgot about that. Update that Joe's furnace went out and he is out the heat.
No, but yeah, we're getting a new one. But it's just like the inconvenience. You know what I mean? But it's just like when you just talk amongst your friends and everyday conversation, it just seems like, damn, it's like, are we just more negative as far as our speech, or is shit just going bad? And that becomes the dominant thing we talk about nowadays.
You know what? Since you're saying that, do you feel like ever since COVID happened, we've been more of a negative state mentally?
As a society, as far as group thinking, I think yes, because it seems like the good doesn't really get talked about as much as the bad. The bad trends. You know what I mean? It seems like the bad is always riding the waves of the trends. No matter what it is, no matter the topic, the person, it just seems like it's just bad, right? And I feel like that has to have some type of effect on us, right? If everything that we're feeding ourselves is just all this bad, is it that we're just more negative, or, are people just going through a challenging time?
I feel like all that negativity just gets stuck in like a cesspool of just, I'm drowning.
Yeah.
But I can get up, but that's not a mindset. I'm just drowning. Or just sitting and just talking about it.
And that's just to gump it, to kind of summarize it. I'm pretty sure there's so many different, scenarios that come into play as far as, people going through certain situations. But man, like me and my wife was just talking. He's like, man, like, even though like it's a tough time, like, let's just choose to look at the good things. Like, we are healthy. Like, when I told you, like, my back went out, like, my back is like great right now, so I'm good. So I'm grateful for that. But it's like, just imagine if I had to go through that every day. You know, you don't think about small things like that.
Don't.
So it's like,
Oh.
yeah, even though you gotta deal with these problems, these life issues, it's like, can we choose to look towards good? You know what I mean?
And with you saying that, when we say look towards good, now this is my question I would love to ask you.
Yeah.
What does good and bad mean to you?
Good to me brings forth a good result. I know that's kind of dumb, but what I mean is that good to in my eyes, in my opinion, is anything that produces I can't say good. Anything that pretty much produces a positive result. I would even break it down as simple as this. If I plant a seed, an apple tree, I plant an apple tree seed, whatever, grows up, boom, I now get the fruit of it. That whole process in my eyes is good.
Okay. But bad?
Bad is when I plant the seed and it doesn't grow into a tree, but the shit just dies and it doesn't do anything for me. In a synopsis, that's bad.
Okay, so with you saying that, what about good is good and bad? Is it a concept, or let alone is it a thing when it comes to judging people? Like, can a person be good or bad? Do you believe so?
I believe people can produce good fruit or bad fruit.
Okay.
I believe everyone has the thoughts of doing both bad and good. I think that's life. Everyone has the opportunity to fail. Everyone has the opportunity to succeed. But it just comes down to what do you choose to do.
Okay.
You know what I mean? So does judgment come with that? Yes. Me personally, like I say this numerous of times, I'm not a huge person on judging. I don't, and I say this in my strongest might. I try not to judge people just because, like, I could easily be in the same situation.
Yeah.
A lot of the times, you're only one scenario away to being in a lot of the same situations. So be careful how you judge, because you never know how you'll react in that same situation. So, but unfortunately, nobody cares about that.
Yeah, sure. And the reason why I brought this good and bad up is because just based off my own personal belief when it comes to, again, judging.
And bad?
Yeah, just good and bad. It's, to me, good and bad is more of like a personal belief of morality. So it's a personal opinion. So let's say that you robbed a store and you shot one person. Now everybody say you're bad because you murdered somebody or shot somebody or you robbed a bank. So you're bad. But what dictates that you're bad? Because to me, the word bad and again, good is just an idea, a concept where we put a label on, as we discussed in the first episode, like labels. So it's based off personal opinion or however
Or
beliefs or however the most popular common belief of that state or country. Because as I look at stuff, like I learned that the age of consent and I believe in Japan is 13.
Yeah.
But in the U.S. is 18. So if you're in the U.S. and you see somebody that's 15 having sex, it's terrible. Yeah, for example. So you see it's actually true, it's 13 in Japan though.
No. Okay. I know, but I'm saying like you're using this as a reference.
Yep. So let's say that you kid 15 has sex, whatever, in Japan. That can probably be considered okay. But let's say you do it in the U.S. That's considered like illegal. So that's bad. Yeah. Again, it's just based off the most common belief or popular opinion. So that's why, to me, good and bad, again, is all a personal opinion. It's not really just one general label.
I think what it comes down to is what's the end result. Like, at the end of the day, every decision is going to have an end result. So if we do this, all right, it's going to journey us to this, right? Through that journey, how much stuff is going to be the things that we can live with. And I'm kind of expanding the word good here and bad. And the main reason why I'm doing that is because I want to go deeper in concept. So, for example, right? And I'm going to give you this a prime example.
Let's hear it.
Recently, my aunt just sporadically hit me up and said, hey, can I stay over for the next 2 nights I'm in town? I'm like, all right, cool, bet. Like, It's my auntie.
We
Yeah,
are family.
and she the good auntie too. Like, if anybody know, the good auntie is the one you always gotta take care of, bro. Cause she always gonna have your back.
She hook you with the plates too. You don't gotta say nothing. Huh?
Well, we cook for her. We cook for
I
her.
love that.
We cook for her.
Turn it around.
We the host. We the host. So, but anyway, she kind of gave me insight on, my history, like who my grandfather is, and things of that sort, and the decisions that he made, right? And I'm gonna get a little vulnerable here, but one of the things that we talked about was my grandfather. My grandfather, and I might get killed for this. All right, but I'm gonna just say it because it ain't nothing new. But this actually needs to get talked about. So anyway, there's two. I'm from Ypsilanti, right? So you got 3 major hoods. You got West Willow, South Side, and the Green. All right. So my family, my great grandfather on my grandmother's side, right? So my grandfather's wife, they were from Alabama, so they moved up here, and they brought land and they built houses on the South Side, right? And so we own property, right? So we own property, and in the midst of owning this property, it got passed down to my grandmother, married my grandfather, right? And so, of course, they had 3 years of marriage, beautiful. But unfortunately, he cheated on my grandmother, right? And when he cheated, he had a whole nother family in West Willow.
Oh.
So the story, he had a whole nother family in West Willow. Nobody knew. And it got found out. Everybody was like freaking out, like, "What the fuck? Why'd you do this?" Da, da, da.
How long was he having a family for? Like years?
It was like 2 years, possibly longer. But to my knowledge, it's 2 years. And so, but pretty much in the midst of him having 2 families and nobody knew, it got found out. It was big, but it affected my dad, right? And so it affected him because he was just, mad and angry. You know what I mean? So, there would be times where I was growing up, right? I would say, my dad would just be mad and like angry and upset. You know what I'm saying? My dad was the only boy in the family.
How many daughters?
And 3. So he was the only boy. So imagine your father cheating on your mother and having another son. You know what I mean? Like, that meant something to him. He probably never said that, never meant it, but it makes so much sense as she was telling me this. And so they forgave my grandfather, right? It was like, all right, you know what? Cool. It's all good. You know what I'm saying? Is what it is. Well, he kept doing his thing. Had another one. Oh, man. It was just like, it was like all hell broke loose, right? You know what I mean? And the whole thing is that the reason why I'm sharing this is because we were talking about good and bad. In my grandfather's eyes, he judged the situation of, I can have 2 families. You know what I mean? Like, to him, it was good at the time. Like, I can do it. You know what I mean? But then the end result caused my dad to have pain. And to have pain in such a way that it affected me and who I am. Like, and the reason why, like, it's hard for me to communicate with people. Like, and I say this in a way, like, I don't want this. My grandfather was an awesome man, an extravagant man. Like, he taught me so many things. He was the reason why I aspired to be a mechanic at the time, right? Wow. So here's the thing. And he was all about the kids, bro. Like, he always showed love to the kids. Like, that was his thing. So I'm not saying this to out my own grandfather. I'm saying this because this is a learning lesson for everybody. Is that when you really thinking about what's good and bad, think about the end result, right? Because when you look at the end result, it turned my dad kind of almost bitter in a sense. In a sense of like this anger, and you know what I mean? Like, and my dad's not just an angry dad, but I'm just saying he had moments where I didn't understand. I was just like, what is going on? And I understand now. like I would be highly upset too. You have to learn. I will be so upset if I went through what my dad went through. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? So I get it. You know, so he never like took his anger out on me or anything like that, but it was just like in his mannerisms. And so like for me, like we'll go like 2 or 3 months without talking. Okay. Like it ain't, but in my mind, I'm thinking like this is just normal. Mm-hmm. But what my aunt said, she was like, you remember you used to hang out with your dad, and your granddad used to hang out all the time. Like almost every, I was like, yeah, like we used to, like granddad was our man, was tight. And then out of nowhere, we stopped hanging out. Out of complete nowhere. And I didn't understand. I was just like, and when she was explaining this to me, it was like that it made so much sense. And it was like, wow. It was like, damn. It was like, it hit me because I was like, damn, this is the reason why, like,
we just stop talking.
I can isolate myself. Mm-hmm. My dad will isolate himself from everybody, from everything, deal with the problem on his own, in his own way, you know. And unfortunately, like, I recognize that in myself. It's like the one thing he judged, something like, oh, I can have 2 families. You know what I mean? Like, in my opinion, ain't no big deal. You know, everybody else doing it. Everybody else, why can't I? Right? You know what I mean? I'm taking care of the kids. You know what I mean? I'm showing love to the kids. You know what I'm saying? I'm teaching them how to fix cars. I'm doing all these things for them. You know, I smoke a little cigarettes now and then. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? But, and so in his eyes, she's unfortunately judged it as good. Or maybe he didn't judge it as good. Maybe he knew he was doing bad. He couldn't stop. Let me not speak for my grandfather. But essentially, when you're making certain decisions that you think that are good, you always have to look at the end result because it's bigger than you. That's true. That's you know, one of the things that I realize is like I got the opportunity to not fuck up like that. So that's my view of good and bad.
Oh, I really appreciate sharing that story with me. It's my first time hearing it. Same as you guys. Appreciate it, Joe, man. So we're going to go ahead and go to a quick commercial break with Joe with the transition. Here we go.
Yo, what's good? It's your boy JDJ. Right now, you tuning in to the Compound Network. Make sure you like, share, and subscribe. Tune in to the Weekly Basis Podcast, KJ Diagram, and also CJ Does It All. Let's go.
Like, as black people, we are honestly some of the most compassionate people on the planet because of the things that have been done to us.
Why? I don't think caring is easy. I don't think that is an easy feature in life. Like, I don't think it's a thing that everybody is actively able to do. I think it's a learned thing it's something that you have to press on.
Right. Facts and stuff went to Mexican companies instead of the black residents of LA that need it. Like, especially in LA right now, so many homeless people that's black, bro. It's crazy.
Well, but I want to argue a little bit on that point because I think LA right now is just too expensive for anybody. Yeah. Keyon, I think you communicate very well. Who do you like? What makes you want to communicate with people all the time?
Honestly, it's just I honestly just like to learn from people. Like, it's just something about talking to people that have different opinions from me. Yeah. It's just really interesting just to see like why you think differently. Like, why do you think this pizza tastes better than I do? Why do you think it tastes worse than I do? Like, I crave to understand that.
Why? But see, here's the thing.
Like, you want to know why? Like, I crave it.
Yeah,
I just do. It's like the same thing. Like, where I get a pump, I want to go work out. It's like the same thing as that.
I'm because one of the things I'm trying to figure out from you, bro, is that see, I talk to people because sometimes I have to. Mm-hmm. You talk to people just like. I just like you just like because like yeah, I get that you want to understand, but why do you want to know? Just random, like why?
So first, before I answer that, welcome back from the commercial break. Yeah. But the reason like why I want to understand, it's just because we're different. Because the thing is, again, you're a completely different person, different personality, different brain, different DNA, everything. Yeah. So it's just a plain definition. I just really want to know why. Why do you think away? Why is your thought process different from mine, and how is it? I want to understand and get the breakdowns of that. I'm not looking to copy like your thought process, but however, it allows me to further better myself, because that's why I look at having an open mindset. So if I learn on why people like 1 out of 5 people why they dislike, I don't know, sushi.
Yeah.
I want to understand, why don't you like sushi? Now you can say taste, the texture, allergies. Okay, thank you for letting me know that. Now I want to understand. You said allergies. What happens to your allergies when doing that? Because now I want to know the symptoms. If I know the symptoms, I can help. Maybe a friend's allergic. Now I know the symptoms from that. Mm-hmm. Again, so the knowledge gives me. It can be the smallest little things, but the knowledge gives me power, and it can use in any situation.
So, do you ever feel like you're someone's garbage can because you may consume all this information, but how much of it is actually garbage?
As in like used for information?
Like, just more so if like. Do you think you dig into things that, sometimes you really don't be wanting to know, but as soon as you open the door, they gonna let you know everything? You know what I mean? Or do you just don't consider it garbage? You consider it something that, it's on their mind, they speak it,
I consider everything valuable.
Okay.
I mean, don't get me wrong. I will retain the most important information. Because I think I'm slowly developing ADHD. I don't know, but I would retain the most important information. I would probably forget some small stuff like the time and stuff. Yeah. But I pay attention to everything just because it's like I'm talking to myself. That's how I look at it. Like when I talk to you right now, I look at it as I'm talking to Keyon. So I want to know what you want to say. It's important because if I want to be heard, I should listen to somebody else.
Okay, so you actually like to listen to people.
Yeah, I do.
That's actually a trait that I think not too many people would want to say that they are good at, right?
I will say that there's a lot of people say, "Oh, Keyon." Some people will say Keyon don't listen well. That's only if like little small tasks. But however, if it's like legit, like I want to talk to you or like talk about hobbies, I definitely have good memory.
So, but alongside with that, I mean, do you think you learn just to learn, or does a lot of the things that you try to get from people you try to apply in your own life, as far as like things that are good that you take?
It's both. I learn just to learn. Like I know 7 different languages, but like just bits and pieces. Now you can say, "Oh, you'd never use Ukrainian," but I like to know it, because why not? Why not know it? That's my issue. Is why not
know?
Why not know?
Yeah, why not?
Why say, "Oh no, I'm good," but why?
Yeah,
you're not doing nothing right here for 5 minutes. So why not just learn it real quick? And it helped me. Don't get me wrong. I learned like a little Arabic when I was a phlebotomist. And when I learned it, I probably won't use it as much. But however, next thing you know, I talked to a few people using just saying hi, hello. And like, oh, that makes me happy. That kind of helped them open up to me because I had that little knowledge. I might not ever apply it, sure, but I like to just know it. And if I can apply it, hell yeah, I apply it right away. Again, life to me is just, why not learn something?
Facts. Man, bro, I commend you for wanting to learn and expand, but how much of the things that you try to learn do you actually challenge? Do you find yourself, like, for example, me, right? I tell you that I'm a Christian, you know what I mean? You might challenge my beliefs, right? You know what I mean? As far as on the everyday things, learning about other people, do you ever challenge certain things? Like, like someone tells you about this. Do you ever find yourself where you're like, all right, is he really right?
It depends on the person and how much I care. Just because, let's say you're just like some person in the street, whatever, and I know we're going to talk for a little bit. If I feel like you probably really can't hold a good conversation, or let alone
you're not going.
There's no point of me challenging, because I can probably disrupt and possibly cause an argument. Because again, not everybody open-minded, and again, a lot of people have ignorance, which I'm acceptable with that. I'm fine with that.
Right.
But I would probably do more like friends or people, acquaintances. I would do it more too. Or I even do it for like first conversation before, like just firsthand. It really does depend of that feeling I get. So I just like knowing like the right questions to ask and knowing, will this person dig deep? Now, I will say this: when I went to a party a few weeks ago, I was talking to people at the KJ Diagram podcast.
Yeah.
And I was asking these guys each this question to people, and man, it changes. So I was just like, you're them. His name was Brandon, actually. I was like, hey, how you doing?
Great. Chilling.
That's good. So with that being said, you say you're doing good. Why are you doing good?
Shit, man. I mean,
stop right there. So you said shit, but man, you start looking away because you're trying to gather why your day is good. When I asked him that, because I was trying to give him an example of surface level, underground level, he was just like, damn, I never thought about that, because no one really asks further, why am I doing good? They just ask how you doing, just leave it as that. Yeah, no one actually asks, how are you actually doing? And that's where I was trying to show them that that's what the podcast is about, and I want to incorporate that into everybody's daily lives right there, just to actually understand, like, us.
Yeah. I think that's amazing, because it's basically kind of setting the stage of like, all right, let me actually see what's going on underneath the hood. Yeah. You know what I mean? Because if it's something that I can help with, then I want to help. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? If it's something that I can be able to, pick you up mentally, I may not be able to offer you no money. I may not be able to do the certain things that you may need right now. Mm-hmm. But what if there is something? You know what I mean?
And sometimes...
What if there is something that you can do?
And sometimes somebody won't even tell you that they need help with something. All you got to do is just talk more. And sometimes they may figure out, dang, I might need help with this.
Like, I need this. I need to get this done. Mm-hmm. Like, that's the thing. It's going underneath the surface. Being able to... But it's uncomfortable.
It's uncomfortable.
It's not comfortable to be like, why are you doing good? Because someone could almost say you're being abrasive.
But wait, that's because it's not implemented into our daily lives. That's why it's uncomfortable. And you can say abrasive because, again, it's not common. That's why. But let's say if I put you in a small town where everybody does that, it's not abrasive. Then it's not uncomfortable because everybody do that. Now you're raised to do that. Again, we're just used to saying, hi, how are you? I walk past so many people that say, hey, how are you? I'd be like, I'm doing good. You? And just keep walking.
And walking fast.
Yeah. I'm like, why you ask? Don't just ask for a filler question, bro.
Just
you want to talk? Let's talk.
Just say
hi. you don't care how I'm doing. You're just asking because you're an autopilot. You're just walking. Hey, how you doing? You just autopilot. That's all it is.
We don't really slow down. We don't.
I
don't know who told me this, but slow down to go fast.
Traffic light.
I try to tell myself that. No. I try to tell myself that all the time. You just slow down to go fast, because I do find myself moving with the pace of life. Like, we are all trying to, accomplish the goals that we have set before us. A lot of these goals have, time dates on them.
Yep.
You know what I mean? And so because of that, we're like, for me, I'm constantly just, but then next thing you know, like today, I forgot my hard drive, right? You know what I mean? It's just like, I move so fast that I might miss something. It's like, slow down, do it all right the first time, you'll be good. Mm-hmm. And I think that's one thing that we can all kind of, get.
This is something different, actually. I'm actually straying away from topic.
Oh, right.
Because this is actually an interesting conversation I had with a friend yesterday, actually. We were just talking about, like, just doing things for others, right? Mm-hmm. The reason I brought this up, because what I was saying, I was like, God, this actually struck me. But I was saying now, let's say your wife take the time to cook for you. Mm-hmm. Now, that's very, like, I want to say, like, so important and so freaking grateful that the person doing that for you is because, not only because of your companions.
You about to hype her up.
But, however, and this is for everybody, it's because the thing is, if you actually look at it really detailedly, we're all dying to help somebody else. You're dying every second. You're dying every day. So if somebody sit there and take the time to give you a hug, to see you out your day, or even sit there and cook for you, do the dishes, whatever, they're taking their lifespan to assist you.
Yeah.
And when I said that, I was like, damn. I never really thought like that.
We take life for granted, for sure.
Yeah, we do.
We definitely
so much.
Because I think a lot of the times the reason why we take life for granted, because we're immediately having to deal with problems and issues as well. Like, we have not just, the life appreciation side of things. I think it's just being able to, in those moments, just take time out of the day just to appreciate life.
Yeah.
Your day might be fast as hell. You might be running 100 miles an hour, but slow down. You know what I mean? Take your time.
Honestly, some days I'm just like, I'm so happy I'm a human, not like a gecko or something, bro. It's just because it's like, at least I got thumbs. I can open doors. I can do this. Like, my cat, he be at the door like, bro, you gonna open it? You gonna open it?
You have unlimited amounts of freedom. You have total free will. That is one of the most powerful things you can have.
But freedom of will is a paradox, though.
Oh,
that's
shit.
the best part.
What's a paradox?
Paradox. See if we do a good example or definition. I'm really better at examples. It's like kind of like create like an era. That's how I look at it. Like you're reversing something as you create an era of itself. So like for example, like, you ever seen Back to the Future?
No.
Wow. Okay. Anyway, that's crazy. Anyway, it's like let's say you go Back to the Future. Okay.
Okay.
And let's say you meet your dad before you're born.
Okay.
Let's say that you talked your dad into not being with your mom. Okay. So now Joe's no longer born. That's a time paradox.
Okay. Got it.
Now you no longer exist. You go back in the future. Where are you going?
Okay. I follow. So you said that.
So
what is a paradox?
Freedom of will.
Freedom of will.
So, and also freedom of choice, because a lot of people use that as an illusion. So let's say that
it's a paradox to what though?
Paradox of itself. So the reason I say this, let's say I'm gonna tell you, Joe, if you want to leave this room, you have to, I don't know, you just have to give me a high five, whatever.
Okay. And if I don't give you the high five, I'll walk out the room.
Yeah, you can walk out the room if you want.
Yeah.
But however, with you being a nice person, I know you're gonna give me a high five.
Right, for sure.
But again, that's when the freedom of choice is an illusion right there. Because the thing is, I'm giving you two options, but I know for a fact you're gonna give me the high five based off your personality and based off how you are.
But you're giving the concept as if a million other concepts don't exist either. You know what I mean? Because you're saying it's a paradox.
I think I did an example incorrectly.
In comparison into something.
I got a better example. I'm gonna do it later. I messed it up. I promise you, I will fix that up. I really did a bad job at that. I really did. But
hold on,
I really did a bad job with that. It's okay though. I'm human. I fuck up. Yeah. And as you said that all humans ain't nothing. We all mess up. And you know what? I did it live here, so I ain't gonna take it back.
It's all good. It's all good. It's all good. I was just trying to get an understanding because, I mean, I think the whole lane we were going down to is just being able to appreciate life. Mm-hmm. Don't take it for granted. Like, my wife was like, we just went to Louisiana for a funeral, so...
Hype your wife up again.
So, it's like, nothing gets you to appreciate life like death. You know what I mean? Because you look at death, it's like, well... I know that's there and not going anywhere. So, but all this shit will ultimately leave one day. So it's like, appreciate the time, every single moment, even the hard ones.
I want to get you. You know Chance the Rapper? Mm-hmm. You like Chance? He's all right. Just short yes or no. Maybe I don't care.
As a rapper, I don't really. Okay. He's straight.
So, his hat he wear, like the 3 hat?
The 3 hat. Yeah,
I'm going to get you a 3 hat because you mentioned your wife like 6 times, 5 times, and I love my wife. So,
yeah. Bro.
You're the new Chance right here.
But no, here's the thing though. Like, there's no positive pictures out there about relationships. Everything is about the individual telling the other individual what to do, who they should be, how they should be. There's nothing about, I mean, and I'm not going to say there's nothing, because I'm pretty sure it's out there, but people don't share it. Mm-hmm. People don't share, about good relationships. Like, if you want to have a good relationship, don't you want to follow something that will help your relationship? Mm-hmm. Like, if you're following things that's just to convict your spouse, then what are you doing? You're not, truly embracing the other individual in my eyes. Like, I love talking about my wife in a good light, in a good way, because hopefully that can encourage somebody else too. Mm-hmm. If nobody's doing it, all right, I'll fall on the sword. I'll be the guy, who talks about Chancellor. I'll be him.
But hey, you do it though, and I respect it.
Yeah, it's like,
because not a lot of people do, like you said. I don't have a lot of friends. Well, my friends who are married or whatever, I don't really hear it as much, and it's really good. And I do respect it though. Yeah. And I just pick on you because I can.
No, it's perfectly fine. I mean, I get roasted about it all the time, but it's like I don't have to worry. Well, I ain't gonna say that, but pretty much all I'm saying is that marriage is a good thing. It could be a beautiful thing, and if it's done well, then it could really, change, a lot of individuals to great people.
As y'all heard it first,